the top 3 apps that I use as a raw vegan. Welcome back for another video to Recalibrate with Nate. And in this video, I wanted to go over the 3 apps that I use predominantly as I am living this life as a raw vegan, right? I'm living this life on this raw vegan diet, and these are definitely apps that really have helped me, and very possibly they could help you too. So thanks for tuning in. Welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I also want to let you know that we have a bundle. I'm going to click the link or put the link in the description down below that we're involved in right now with over 110 different contributors. There's over 120 products in this particular bundle. Everything is new. We've been involved in bundles in the past. This is all new stuff. It's always new. Really, that's an important part of the bundle is, you don't want to have the same kind of things that you've maybe purchased before in a bundle. So my particular product has not been in this particular bundle before. So make sure you check that out in the link in the description down below. It's worth over $6,300 and it's 49 bucks. Like, you cannot go wrong. There is so much information in there. If you have purchased bundles in the past, you know like how much value is in these things. It is incredible. Some of these products are, several $100s each, and you're getting all of these things for $49. So be sure to check that out. And let's get into this video. These are just some things I was thinking about. I'm like, you know what? I talk about CRONOMETER quite a bit. I should make a video about that app, as well as some of the other apps that I use, but CRONOMETER is one of the most important ones. My gosh, this app is amazing. I've been using it for like about 6 years. This month actually marks my 6-year mark of being a raw foodie. Like, I've been eating nothing but raw foods for 6 years. Now, I've had a couple things throughout the 6 years, probably only about a half dozen meals or so, or maybe a snack or two that haven't been raw. So I feel like I've been doing really amazing on this diet, and I feel great. And CRONOMETER has definitely helped me to rest assured that I'm getting all of my nutrients, all of my vitamins and minerals, hitting all my macros, right? Like the proteins, the fats, the carbs, all these sorts of things. You can check your iron, your calcium. And what this app does is basically you just put in what it is that you're actually eating. This is a really important thing to do, is to track what you're eating, especially when you start a new diet. You want to make sure that you're hitting all your bases, and you're basically hitting your goal, your targets, right? So for me, as a raw foodie, I have certain things in mind that I want to make sure that I'm getting. Of course, I want to be sure that I'm getting all of my vitamins and minerals. I want to make sure that I am getting appropriate amount of fats, as well as, hitting the right amount of carbs and protein. And CRONOMETER has definitely made that happen for me. When I first became raw 6 years ago, I bought a book from my wife now, Lissa. She wasn't my wife at the time. I found her on YouTube, and she was just amazing. And I really fell in love with her. I loved what she was saying. I loved her demeanor and just the way that she was delivering her message. And she was a raw foodie for a couple years at that point, when I did find her in 2017. And she had a meal plan book. And everything was charted out to where I knew that I was going to be getting the right amount of calories if I followed the plan. But to be sure, just to make sure, just to kind of like CYA, to cover my ass, right? I wanted to make sure that I was getting everything, so I typed in everything that I was eating into CRONOMETER. Now, CRONOMETER, I'll link it in the description box below if you're unfamiliar with this app. It's very, very handy. It's free. You can just type in what it is you're eating. Doesn't matter whether it's raw food or not. It even has an ability to where you can just scan the barcode if you're, buying a packaged meal of some sort, or something rather, right? And it will pull up the nutritional value of that particular product. So this is really handy. I was able to see that I was hitting all my numbers, and I wasn't going to wither away and die by eating this raw vegan diet, right? So that has been an amazing app, and I still use it to this day. I like to tap in I don't chart or track every single thing that I eat every single day, because for the most part I have a lot of it figured out in my head. Like, I know how many calories are in a banana. It's like 100 calories in a banana. A date, a medjool date's like 50 calories. So as I'm putting something together, say a smoothie, I'm like, cool, I'm getting like 600, 700 calories in this breakfast. This is adequate. I'm gonna feel good eating this amount, right? So, but it has really helped me. And I try to inspire you that if you haven't tracked, maybe you're tapping into this diet and this is something new to you. It's important to track. Track everything for at least like a month, if not 2 or 3 months. After about 3 months, and you're gonna have your fallback 5, as Lissa calls it, like the 5 meals that you just always fall back on. They're delicious, you know how to make them by heart, you don't have to look at the recipe or anything like that. And after that time, you're basically gonna know, like, sweet, basically I'm eating the same thing. I mean, in a way, someone looking in from the outside could be thinking like, oh my gosh, your diet is so boring, because if I was to state what I eat, it's basically smoothies, salads, soups, and ice cream, right, with fruits, and maybe some vegetables for snacks in there. Of course, it goes way deeper than that. Like, we make crackers and kale chips, and we do all kinds of fun stuff, fruit roll-ups and that kind of stuff, right? But essentially, it's like smoothies, salads, and ice cream, like, really. But if you tap into my page, Raw Natty Nate, you can see kind of like the food. I like to showcase what this food looks like, because we eat with our eyes, right? Most of us do. And you can see that this food looks delicious, and it is very satiating. It's not like I'm just over here chewing on carrots as a raw vegan, right? So, or eating nothing but oranges and apples or something rather. So, but this is a really important app though, when you're starting out, to track what it is you're eating, to make sure you just kind of start to learn what stuff is. Like, you automatically know how much is calories is in a honeydew melon. So when you eat a melon, you're like, I ate the whole melon, that's 400 calories. It's not very much, but you're getting a lot of good hydration, some of that structured water, right? So these sorts of things are really good to use, to implement, these things being that app, CRONOMETER. Another really important app that I love is our meal planner app. We have a meal planning app. I'll put that in the link in the description. Maybe I'll put it right here as well. The meal planning app is massive. Basically takes the thinking out of it for you. We've created this to where you're able to pick your meals, whatever it is that you'd like to eat, kind of like choose your own adventure, right? You're putting together your meals for the day or for the week, and it generates out a grocery list and an ingredient list, so you know what you're going to be buying at the grocery store, as well as you've got the caloric breakdown of every single meal, and we add 6 new recipes into this every single month. Breakfasts, lunch, and dinners. We add 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, 2 dinners every single month. This is a great thing to have as a meal planner, as well as maybe just a recipe plan in general. Now, there are other apps that you can use out there, but our app is rawfoodromance.com, so be sure to check that out. Just take a peek. It's $5 a month. I think we've got it set up to where you can jump in for a year for $50. So it's a great deal. It basically takes the thinking out of it for you. And if you're one of those individuals that doesn't mind following along something on your phone. Some people really do, like myself. I like to have an actual book in front of me sometimes. It's not an actual book, right? It's a web-based app, but you can take that and make a link onto your phone, like having a regular app. So you don't have to go to Google or Safari and actually type in the website. But that is a really handy tool to have as a meal planning app. And right now we've got the ultimate vegan health and weight loss bundle, links down below, and that has an amazing amount of meal plans in it as well. Of course, those aren't apps, right? But there's an amazing amount of information down there. Over $6,300 worth of items, over 120 items for $49. Like, you cannot beat that deal. There's over 100, I believe there's over 110 different contributors into this bundle. So be sure to check that out. It's different than the bundles that we've been involved in the past. If you've gotten bundles in the past, it's not the same. So be sure to check that out. It's really, really handy. But that meal planning app is something that I love. I really, like, we kind of created it for ourselves in the beginning just to kind of, you know, have something on our phone. Like, we've got our books and stuff, but we're like, maybe it'd be cool just to put a meal plan together. And then we're like, man, we should make this into an app. This would be really handy for some people, you know, to take the thinking out of it for you. So that is a great one that we tap into, and hopefully, you know, you can check it out and join that as well. It's a really handy tool. Another app that I use is Sleep Cycle. Now, of course, not everybody necessarily needs to use a Sleep Cycle app, and I believe it's like maybe $30 or $35 for the year, and it basically records, like, you just set your phone next to you, and you can have your phone on airplane mode, right? So you're not pinging the Wi-Fi all night long, and it basically tracks your sleep cycle. And it's interesting how we go in through different cycles within our sleep, and it's basically showing you like the percentage of sleep that you got the night before, right? Like, you can kind of see like how many times you woke up. It records you snoring. Now, of course, some people may be a little uncomfortable with this, like your phone's recording you all night long, but I don't necessarily trip out on it. I think it's kind of interesting to hear myself. You know, it picks up, like the mic, of course, it's like got a, you know, it's amazing how it's in the app. It just picks up little sounds. So of course, so it might not be as accurate as I would like it to be, because say if our cats are playing in the middle of the night, it's gonna pick that sound up and that might mess with it. But the Sleep Cycle app has definitely been a really, it's kind of helped us stay on point with going to bed at a certain time, because we haven't set when to go to bed. And then of course you've got choices of different alarms that you can have. Some of them are really nice, like birds singing and stuff like that. So you know, it's pleasant to wake up. It basically wakes you up when you are coming out of your deep sleep cycle, right? Because you kind of go and fluctuate through different cycles within your sleep cycle, and it wakes you up at the appropriate time. Because sometimes you might wake up and you're like, man, I am really tired today. And very possibly because you woke up in the middle of that deep sleep cycle. So that's interesting. Now, of course, I'd love to be able to articulate it, you know, at a deeper level, and you know, maybe I should study, do some homework, so I can really like make a nice video and really go deep on this app and the different benefits that it serves. But essentially, in a nutshell, that's the way that it is. You know, it wakes you up at the appropriate time where you're not waking up in the deep sleep cycle. So basically, you're going in and out of these cycles. I believe it's an hour and a half. Right, like an hour and a half, you're going deep into your deep sleep cycle, and then at the end of that hour and a half, you're coming back out. So when you set your alarm, it's going to wake you up within an interval of about 30 minutes, you know, depending where you're at in that cycle. So that's kind of cool. I like it. I like the concept of it, waking me up at the, you know, when I'm already like not in my deep sleep cycle. So those are 3 apps that very possibly could help you. I know that those are some of my favorite apps, and I hope that helps you. I hope that you get some sort of value out of this quick little tidbit, me sharing these apps. I've had a lot of people ask about the CRONOMETER app, like how do you track? And I was thinking, you know, like what apps do I really use as a raw vegan? And of course, like I said, these apps could benefit you no matter what diet you follow, right? Say maybe you're not a vegan or you're not a raw foodie, you could still benefit from our meal planning app. That's going to be delicious to tap into. You know, if you're making, maybe you make 6 to 10 meals a month out of that app, that's going to be adding more fresh foods into your day-to-day life. And that's our whole goal. Our whole goal is just to help individuals eat more fresh, raw fruits and vegetables, right? Fruits and vegetables are the best in so many ways. And these apps definitely help to make sure that you are kind of running your life optimally in a lot of ways, right? Like making sure you're hitting all your numbers, making sure you've got a plan to follow, and making sure you're sleeping properly and waking up not in that deep sleep cycle. anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out the Ultimate Vegan Health and Weight Loss Bundle down below. I'll click the links down there too for Chronometer, our meal plan app, as well as the sleep cycle. And yeah, you guys, if you enjoyed the video, you know, all the stuff, right? Click the bell, hit the notifications, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. You know, leave me a comment below. I'm always down to, you know, engage with anybody who leaves me a comment. I try to like get to everybody's messages. And sometimes I find like I go into the YouTube studio, I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't messaged, you know, somebody messaged a month ago. So I do apologize if you're tuning in, and I have taken a little time getting back to you. I really strive to get to everybody's comment. And yeah, you know, I'm just here to help the best that I can, to try to serve and to, you know, basically just give you little tidbits of information that has helped me along my journey, that very possibly could help you along your journey as well. So I really appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. Love you.